So it's gonna be noisy for a second, but this is our crazy bunch. Never a dull moment. As far as how many dogs we've rescued so far, I stopped counting a long time ago. Maybe one of the most touching, or the one that lingers, story of a dog whose owner sliced his leg off because he came up to greet him. And you'd think this dog, after going through that, would lose his trust in human beings. I mean, after all, this was his person. And nope, this dog was just as happy to come up to everybody else, just as happy to offer his love to whoever wanted it. And I think that in many different stories, in many different ways, that story of dogs who overcome the worst betrayals and are unfazed by it. They don't lose their nature. They will always be these bundles of love, ready to trust, eager to love, eager to give themselves to the next human who needs them or who'll take them. And that has changed my life, at least. In rescue, we often face some of the ugliest parts of human beings. We come up to rescue a dog, and the story behind that dog needing our rescue is usually pretty disappointing. And I've been asked often before, I mean, how do you avoid hating all humans? And they go, if they are able to forgive what's been done to them, if they're able not only to forgive, but to shake it off and have a great day, no matter what, that's inspiring. If they can do it, what excuse do I have not to try and do the same? Yes, rescue is heartbreaking. True rescue is very challenging. But overall, you will become a little more like dogs, which is always a good thing. Less of a human, more of a dog is always on the winning side. Every dog here has his own name, and every dog has his own personality. And we love them equally for every little bit of quirkiness that they bring to our lives. If there's one thing I'd like to leave everyone with is, there's already so many dogs out there in the world, so many dogs that are never gonna find a home. Please consider adopting. If you can't adopt, please consider supporting your local rescue. It's not fair. They don't deserve this. They deserve so much better. Adopt, spread the word, spay, neuter. And if you can't adopt, really consider helping those who are trying to do it. Rescue's tough. But every little bit of help adds to the strength of will that we need to keep going. So it's not just the material help that goes a long way. It's knowing that there's people behind you, cheering you on and appreciating the work. And that makes the effort a lot easier, a lot more pleasant. Although, who could complain with buddies like these? So I guess when it comes to finding the reason why I decided to do this, all of a sudden you realize you don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it. So I'm gonna do it for as long as I can. So far it's been a long run, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm sure I'm gonna be around for a long time. That's probably the main reason that keeps me going. We already have a family of thousands of dogs. We're not gonna turn our backs on them, no matter how hard it gets, and it does get hard very often. We, just in food alone, every 8 days, I buy almost $8,000 worth of food. And that's every 8 days, and that's just the food. All these dogs are spayed, they're neutered, they're vetted, because very often they come in and they're really in bad shape. My concerns initially was, how hard was this gonna be? But no matter how hard or how challenging it gets, here they come. Solutions always show up, or resilience always takes over, and we end up being able to face whatever challenge comes our way. And this is just a little bit of our babies. Also worthy, also deserving of a home, and yet they don't have one. That's why you got to keep supporting people who are in rescue. It's a lot of work to be done.